angle between two vectors. Angle between two vectors. That is our topic, and so you join me to the end so that we look at how do we find angle between two vectors. So what I mean is, supposing I'm given vector A and another vector here B, can we find the angle between them? Can we find the angle theta here? So this we can do, and we'll be using the knowledge from our previous video where we looked at the dot product between two vectors. And so what we noticed last time is that the dot product of A and B is given by the product of their magnitudes and cosine of the angle between them. So the product of their magnitudes cos theta, where theta is the angle between these two vectors. So this is what we can use to find the angle between two vectors. So you can see that cos theta can be made the subject of this to be A dot B over the product of the magnitudes. And of course, theta can be obtained as cos inverse of this. So theta becomes cos inverse of A dot B over the product of these magnitudes. So this we will have obtained the angle between two vectors. So this is what we'll be doing, and we want to have a few examples just to understand how to get the angle between two vectors. So let's find, but this formula is very important, is the one we'll be using. It's the one we'll be using to find the angle between two vectors. So let's do our first example. Find the angle between I minus 2j plus 2k and negative 2I minus 6j minus 3k. So we want to find the angle between these two vectors. So we just be using the formula we were already stated. And so we're beginning by finding their dot products, 2j plus 2k dot 2I minus 6j minus 3k. And the dot product, as we stated in our last video, is a scalar quantity, not a vector quantity. So we multiply 1 times negative 2 to get negative 2, negative 2 times negative 6 to get positive 12, and then 2 times negative 3 to get negative 6, and this gives us 4. So the dot product is 4. So the next thing we'll get the magnitudes. So the magnitude of I minus 3j plus k, and we remember our formula for getting the magnitude is 1 square and negative 2 square, which is 4, and oh, this was 2, this was 2k, this was 2k, so 2 square again, that would be 4, and so this is 3, this square root is 3, and then we also get the magnitude for the other vector, 2i minus 6j minus 3k, and this is negative 2 square is 4, and then negative 6 square is 36, and negative 3 square is 9. So this is 49, and therefore 7. So what is the angle between them? So we apply our formula now. Let me just create some space here. Or I can just delete what I have here. Or yeah, I have some space. I have some space here. I can do here. I can have it done here. So theta is cos inverse of the dot product is 4. The dot product is 4. And the magnitudes are 3 and 7. 3 and 7. And therefore, what does this give me? This one you can use your calculator to get approximately 79 points. I was getting 79.019 degrees. So this would be approximately the angle between these two vectors. So we can have one more example so that we understand the concept of angle between two vectors. So let me just clear this. And our second example, want to find the angle between, this time I want A, which is 3i plus j plus 6k, and B, vector B, which is negative 5i plus 4j minus 9k. Yes, 5i, negative 5i plus 4j minus 9k, and this is 3i plus j plus 6k. Let me just put the arrow between above. Okay, that's okay. So the angle between this, we begin by the dot product A dot B, and we're just multiplying 3 by negative 5 to get negative 15, then 1 times 4 to get 4, and then 6 times negative 9 to get negative 54. And so this will give us negative 65. Negative 65, because this will be, these two give us negative 11, then plus negative 54, that is negative 65. Then what is the magnitude of A? What is the magnitude of A? Magnitude of A is the square root of 9 plus 1 plus 36. The square root of 9, the square of this is 9. The square of 1 is 1. The square of 6 is 36. And this is the square root of 46. The square root of 46. What about magnitude of B? So the magnitude of B is just the square root of 25 plus 16, then plus 81. Yeah, 5 square is 25, 4 square is 16, and 9 square is 81. And this gives me a square root of 122. The square root of 122. And so what is the angle between these two vectors? So theta is cos inverse of A dot B, which is negative 65, over root 46 times root 122. So this one you can do it on your calculator and get approximately 150.19 degrees. 150.19 degrees. So that is how we find angle between two vectors.